Local 24 News Midday.
Welcome back this midday. Alimony payments are often a point of contention in any divorce case. While it's easy to see how someone who's recently divorced could benefit from study support to get them back on their feet, alimony could turn into a windfall for a former spouse. Here with us today to answer some questions about alimony is local family law attorney Justin Thomas. Thank you so much for being with us today.
Thanks for having me.
So you've been practicing law in Memphis for quite a while, and how big is the divorce? How big are the divorce cases that you do?
Well, you know, divorces, as you heard the statistics, about 50% of marriages end in divorce, so the divorces take up a significant amount of the court's docket.
And it's not something that anybody wants to talk about, obviously,
right,
but it's such a reality in our society now. So when we're talking about alimony, though, how much alimony are spouses entitled to?
Well, the answer to most legal questions is it depends, and the same is true with alimony. It depends on the type of alimony you receive, the length of your marriage, the need and ability of pay of people involved in the marriage, so there's a lot of factors.
And a lot of people, I've heard this case several times actually, of people who are divorced and then decide to just live with somebody else rather than remarry because they don't want their alimony to end. Is that something that's legal, fair? How does that work? Again,
it depends on how the alimony provision is drafted, but that's referred to as cohabitation in most divorce documents. And typically, if you have good divorce attorneys that have done their homework, there's going to be a cohabitation clause that prevents the spouse receiving alimony from living with another person, and it may terminate their alimony.
So that is something that if a spouse finds that their ex is in that situation, they can take them to court and adjust this.
Correct. If that's addressed in their marital dissolution agreement or their legal documents, they can go back to court. And that's actually something that's quite common. People try not to get married or live with their boyfriend or girlfriend because they know they have that provision in their divorce documents.
Okay. And how about if your spouse refuses to pay? What do you do? What sort of legal action do you have?
Again, another common problem. Most people don't like to pay money to their ex-spouses, so you have to file a petition for contempt if the person does not follow the court orders and drag that person back into court, and the judge will take care of them from there.
What if the person was making a significant amount of money and then post-divorce that spouse has lost a job or a huge income change? Then how does that alimony get adjusted, or what do you do there?
Again, it depends on the type of alimony. Some are modifiable and some are not. But if you have a modifiable type of alimony, in that scenario you described, that would be a material change in circumstances generally that may allow a spouse to reduce their alimony payments. Again, if they lost their job through no fault of their own, or maybe if they were sick with cancer or something like that.
So really a lot of this is stuff that needs to be addressed in divorce documents prior to finishing the divorce.
Absolutely. One of the most important things you can do in a divorce is take your time and make sure the divorce documents are clear so there's no ambiguity, because the more gray area or ambiguity there is, the more fighting there is. Everybody's going to interpret that document how they want it to be interpreted. So just make sure the divorce documents are clear.
And Justin, let people know how they can get a hold of you if they have any more questions about alimony, divorce, or anything like that.
Well, you can check out our website at thomasfamilylaw.net. They have quite a bit of information on there. And then our phone number is 537-0010.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much for being with us today. Lots of information there.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. And we'll be right back.